Hello, everyone. Welcome to the UK Prepper Network Open Mic live show. We couldn't do these weekly. I didn't want to drop it completely, so we're going to drop it to once a month. So this is the January show. We'll try and do it mid-month each month, and then we've got the previous month's news. And there's been a lot of it to talk about. Don't forget, this is your show, so if you've nothing to talk about, I will just sit here quietly. It's not a problem. No skin off my nose. So get your questions in the chat. I'll put a link in shortly so you can come and join me live on the panel should you so wish, with the appropriate restrictions in place. Okay, anything that would get you kicked off of YouTube will get you kicked off this live stream. Okay, it's as simple as that. So just a bit of sensible. That's all that matters. Right, I am going to put the link out there, but first let's just go over a few things. The Discord is up to 427 people, I think, at last count. Absolutely amazing growth since the last time we did an update show. Really buzzing with it. Lots of people transferring over from the public area into the members area, seeing the benefits of the zones and the zonal meetups and stuff like that. So it's great to see that thriving above anything else. If my channel stops tomorrow, it's great to see that there's something in place for everyone to carry on with. So that's always an awesome thing. Yeah. So first off, I want to talk to you about my charity this year. Okay. So this is the time to go make a brew if you're not interested. But, you know, the charity this year, as voted by you, was the Bradley Lowry Foundation. Okay. So anyone that doesn't know what the Bradley Lowry Foundation is, this is Bradley Lowry, this young man here, young Sunderland fan, absolute icon for Sunderland fans and for the whole city. And basically, his parents started this foundation for neuroblastoma awareness and stuff like that. And basically, it's a children's cancer charity. So this year, we are doing, or I am doing, hopefully we, if somebody wants to join me, I'm doing the West Highland Way. It's a common trail that people do. It's a common, like, pilgrimage, shall we call it? But I'm doing it in reverse. Usually you start down at the bottom there where it says start, obviously. But you usually start there and you go all the way up to Fort William. I'm doing it the opposite way around. And you might think, well, that makes no difference, but it does, because it's the level of the terrain. I'm going to show you quickly that one. There we go. So this has a map on there, but it shows you the terrain here. This is the elevation of the terrain on the right. So you can see if you did it in the correct order, it's quite mild and level to begin with, and it builds up and builds up. And you've got this huge downhill and then half an uphill. I'm doing it the other way around. So I'm going to start with this practical vertical climb. Then I'm going to be doing this huge one here as well. And yeah, so it's going to be a bit more of a challenge. I'm going to be doing it in full kit. No hotels, no campsites, nothing like that. No excuse this time because it's all in Scotland. So they have the legal wild camping, and I'm not got a bike to worry about at least. So it's all on foot, full kit. Yeah, and we're doing it for the Bradley Lowry Foundation. All the links to support this are below. I have a Just Giving page open. We have the grand total of £19 on there so far, which is still an awesome start. We've got loads of time, but Just Giving is the primary way to donate, okay? Because it goes straight to them, and if you're willing to put your details in and tick the little box, they get gift aid as extra as well. You can also use the PayPal, just mark it of what it's for, and then there's also my wish list link is down there as well, should you want to anything towards the actual trip and stuff. So that's all the ways you can do it, all the ways you can support it. Now, there's one other way you could support it. You could join me. So I'm opening this one up for anyone that would like to do it with me, okay? To a degree. I don't want 400 of us trying to wild camp all our way down the West Highland Way. But if anyone wants to join me for this adventure, I'm doing it on the 25th of May. I'm allowing that week. I'm going to try and do it Monday to Friday. I've got the extra 2 days if I need it, Saturday, Sunday. but I'm going to try and do it Monday to Friday, all the way down, maybe even quicker than that. You know, if we finish a day early, it's a night in the pub, right? So that's the challenge. Really, the bit at the start is boring as hell. Is that me? Oh, cheers. So yeah, that's the challenge. And yeah, we should hopefully somebody will join me for that, and it should be fun. Great to see everyone in here tonight, by the way. All the moderators in there as well. Evil Girl, Rift. I'm sure Miss Worm's in there somewhere hiding. Let's just see. I'll come with you, pal. More details, but if you message me, I will start training. There we go, preparing the path. I'd love you to come along with me. And you can share this link as well, because this goes directly, this Just Giving page goes directly to the charity. Then anyone joining me, if you want to raise money, this is from the UK Prepper Network for Bradley. That's what the page is called. So it's from all of us. So you can just point people to the same page, and, you know, a combined effort should be even better. But yeah, get in touch. Definitely sort that out. They do actually have camping restrictions around Loch Lomond, but it's visible on the map. Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's certain parts of it there is, I know. Mike, do you think this Greenland's... What do I think of Greenland's? We'll go into that, yeah, shortly. I'll star that comment, sorry. I'll get the link out there now for anyone that would like to join on the panel. If we poke World Survivalist enough, he will come on drinking, which is always fun. But the link is in the chat now anyway. I'll go through your comments and questions, and we'll go into the proper stuff in a second. One last sales pitch from me. The link also is below for the Scottish Prepper Meet 2026, 28th to the 31st of August. Bush Reviews campsites, £35 per pitch, 3 nights of camping. You can't beat that price in the height of summer on a summer bank holiday. So come on down, bring the whole family. You pay per pitch, not per person. Limited amount of numbers, limited amount of pitches. So don't forget, get it booked as soon as you can. Right. Did we see the link? Did the link post in there? I don't know where the link, if the link posted. Let me post it again just in case. Right, so as we wait for any guests that want to join in, we'll have a look at what you guys are talking about. What do I think of this Greenland situation? It's a very, very unusual one for me, because people are still believing it's for security. But we know, and we spoke about it on one of the recent lives, that they can already build defenses on there. They already have agreements and treaties in place. So everything they want to do with it, they could actually do now. And I think Greenland are saying this as well. That's their frustration. I listened to their announcement outside the embassy there after they'd gone through the conversation. And that's basically what they were saying. We're willing to work with them. We're willing to do what it takes, but they're just not willing to give it up. So I don't understand why he has to push for that, except for monetary gain, obviously. So it's an interesting situation. It could also be his way of getting out of NATO commitments, you know, because they do make up a big part of that NATO commitment. And he's all about USA first. So it could be a good time to pull out of it. You've got to ask yourself, as Americans, what's the benefit of them being in NATO? I know that it's a mutual, like, Article 5 kind of thing, but the chances of them needing our aid over the latter, it's slim to nil. I've got my fitness levels up a bit more. I might be up for joining you for at least part of it. Awesome. And I've joined you, mate. We can't get the last few days off work. Just, you know, do half of it. 15 years I would have done it, but I'm now diabetic and 4 stone overweight. Well, I mean, it's inspiration, it's motivation if you sign yourself up to something. The link is in there for StreamYard for anyone that wants to join. So I'm not talking to myself too much. Any questions for me as well, get them in there by all means. I'm not going to be in the chat, but will be listening while I keep sorting my wardrobe. Awesome. Too many beers for me to join, I think. No such thing. There's no such thing. Do you ever let the Irish in? I mean, I don't think they were ever kicked out. I'm not sure what that's referring to be fair. Drunk Alan, don't listen to Sober Alan. Don't forget to hit that like, guys. Help the channel. Yeah, come on. All the stuff going on. I think NATO sees it as an easy way. Trump sees it as an easy way out of NATO. Yeah. I enjoyed your UCO tea light review. Thank you, Vanessa. Appreciate that. Trump wants to be the first president to expand America. It's a good title. Trump is a clear and present danger to the safety of the world. Oof. We should stand with NATO. I worked with NATO members in my time in the military in the Arctic. I retired military in '96. Yeah, I mean, there was probably more benefit for the United States to be in NATO in '96 than there is now, because we've all kind of Europe's all let the military dwindle because America will step in, we'll be fine. It's left us leeching off it basically. There you go. Thank you. Regarding your food storage form, how long would you say sealed gravy lasts, Mike? Whoa. Sealed, dried. I wouldn't like to put a date on it, Sam, and give you advice that's bad. It's the same as anything. Open it, play it by ear. But if it's sealed, dried, airtight, oxygen absorbers, all that lovely stuff, in dry conditions, cool, dry conditions somewhere, I think it'd be indefinitely because it's practically freeze dried anyway. It's like coffee, isn't it? So, yeah. I've got a tub in there, a huge catering size tub, and that is 2-3 years out already. So, yeah, that's all right. Alan is funny as fuck when he's drunk. He beats the French. Do you rate Sunderland's new signing? We're wrong stream, Marty. Oh, look, we see. I told you we let anyone in. We let anyone in. There goes the monetization after 14 minutes and 25 seconds. Hi, Brian. How you doing?
Listen, I come on because nobody else would come on, right?
Is it a sympathy join?
I'm the pity party. This is a moment of compassion for you.
Well, people were asking for the link beforehand. I've put the link in, then they don't join. It's like, all right, okay, fine, fair enough.
There's nothing worse than trying to talk to yourself.
I don't mind it. I do it anyway. If we had the complete blackout and like the grid went down, I would still be sat at this desk with this mic in front of me and a blank screen doing a podcast on my own to nothing. That'll be that's how Mike goes out. So anyway, yeah, cheers. Here's to the weekend.
Cheers.
Good stuff.
Oh, go and pour that fucking drain cleaner down the toilet.
While America get Greenland, Russia will get Europe. Oh, I mean, that's bold. That's bold. We covered most of this about Greenland the other night, didn't we, Brian? With that, it's just.
Did a kind of coalition of bi-party senators had landed in Greenland today and did a hand-holding session with them for the media, saying that it's terrible, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, he's talking about introducing legislation because of the protests and ICE agents getting attacked in the US. So things are not well across the border, across the country, I should say, across the water.
No, one of the notes I've put down for tonight is USA Civil War with states versus ICE. I mean, I've seen the stuff going on in Minneapolis. Do you think it'll get to that point, or is it just loud people trying to be loud and heard?
Think about it. All it takes is an overreaction. So when you saw the mayor of Minneapolis doing his press conference, the guy looked absolutely devastated. Now, I'm not an expert in America. I've been 10 times. I've been in the place. I've been in the touristy parts, but I don't live there. But what I can see in the media is that the police force aren't happy. That he was saying there was 600 coppers on any one evening charged with doing 911 calls. Alan, I can drop out. It's no problem.
There's
Tony
room
Allen's
for more
always better.
Go on, sorry.
No, you're fine. See, drunk Alan's fucking it up and he's not even on it yet. The guy was saying there's 600 coppers of an evening, and they've got to answer 911 calls, any investigations, and everything else that the law enforcement are charged to do. He says, but then they're getting 3,000 ICE agents descending en masse, basically kicking over all the antholes, and then they've got social disorder problems. You imagine if you're a copper in that place and you're watching what you perceive to be the population you're charged with taking care of being mistreated or shot or hurt or tear gassed or whatever. What if local law enforcement tries to get involved and there's a flashpoint and a miscalculation? I mean, that is not an unrealistic scenario.
No, it's not. And I don't think a governor would take charge and order that, though. It's more likely to just randomly spark up from violence, right? And we know the left side of arguments on things can overreact. Look what happened with Charlie Kirk last year and stuff like that. It's, it only takes one person to think I'm going to make a big statement here, and it could all go very wrong very quickly. What's the new legislation he's introducing, though?
Oh, the Insurrection Act. He's talking about bringing the Insurrection Act in. So what he's saying is that the social disorder is getting to such a state because of ICE agents being hit with fireworks and attacked that it's insurrection, and as such, he'll deploy more federal troops to stop it. And then he said, I'm not the first president to do it. So he's playing hardball. You've got very emotive feelings on one side and the other, and everybody believes they're doing the right thing. And at some point, somebody's going to make a mistake or more mistakes, and you could have a real problem.
Yeah. It's okay. Let me ask you this then. Let's be controversial.
Go on.
Do you support this ICE army en masse going through and basically doing a cleanse? If this was happening in the UK, would you welcome it?
It would depend how it's done. I mean,
as it's being done over there at the moment.
See, what he's done is, what the attempt is, they're trying to secure their borders and then get rid of any people that shouldn't be there. Quickly, done. No messing about, no courts. This isn't working for us. We need to clean up the country. In principle, shit, I'd vote for that tomorrow here. But what is the right way to do it? Because no matter what they do, they're going to be in the wrong. I think they're doing, I agree with the aim as to secure the country's borders from people who've illegally gained entry. We should be doing that here. But the same thing would happen here. You'd have people sticking themselves to the ground to stop the police cars or UK ICE or whatever it's going to be called. God, it sounds like a reality TV show, doesn't it? Tonight on UK ICE, we're going to see people being tear-gassed and beaten.
That second job I was looking for.
And here on his first moment on ICE is Michael.
He shot himself with a paintball gun and has tear-gassed himself in the first day.
But in principle, think about this. If if you've got areas of the UK that are, the perception is that they're overrun with people who shouldn't be there, and they're causing crimes of violence, sexual assault, and everything in between. I'm not saying that's the reality, but that is the perception for large parts of the UK for what seems to be predominantly boats filled with young men.
Mm-hmm.
If you dare to suggest that's not a good thing to let, if you dare to suggest that that's not what we should be doing, then you're a racist or you're a Nazi or whatever. So I've got an element of sympathy for what ICE is trying to do.
Yeah.
And no matter what they do, they'll be badged and they'll be slaughtered for it. But we've got the same problem in the UK of uncontrolled borders. And if you have an opinion that is anything other than give them a house, you're a racist. And I think that's totally unfair.
We'd probably see it worse because we've got a higher concentrate of them, of people that they would be raiding, essentially. It's a difficult one. It really is, but I can't see any other way of doing it where they wouldn't get the protests against it and stuff.
There would be a sea of blue hair with their hands stuck to the floor.
That's fine. That's when we bring in the old steam rollers.
Bring out the steamroller.
I want the steam-powered road rollers only because of the slow drama that it brings with it. I don't want it quick. It needs to be super slow. ICE's budget is now £68 billion, bigger than FBI,
Holy crap.
CIA, and DEA combined. That is pretty sick. Millions will sign up for UK ICE, says Band again. We also have a comedian in our midst. Where's that gone? Where's the comedy post? There we go. There's the comedy post. We already have ICE in the UK. Immigration control. So
here's the problem with the current state of border control and immigration control.
Fact, mate.
If I go out the country and come back into the country and I've lost my passport or I don't have a passport, I'm not getting on the plane to come back to where I live and where I've paid taxes for all my adult life. However, if I dispense with any of that stuff and I jump on a boat and I come over that way, I'm getting food, money, dental checks, I'm getting to see a GP. Shit, when was the last time anybody actually got through the third final boss of reception at the health centre to see a fucking GP?
I don't know. I just got the middle-aged man message from my GP. You know that come and see us. We need to give you a health check.
Not without buying me a pint first.
I'm all right.
It's when you ask the doctor, where do I put my trousers, doctor? And he says, over in the corner next to mine's. Yeah, that's upsetting.
Yeah,
or you're waiting for the.
But you're right.
You think he's put the finger up,
you've got,
and he's got hands on either side of your shoulder. Sorry, on you go. You're ruining the joke, Mike.
I'm trying to keep myself monetized for one stream. I'm trying. We know more than anyone else what this is like with the current state of the GPs and stuff, because obviously Mrs. Prepper got a severe skin condition, and even with a severe condition that was debilitating and had to leave work and everything, still a year to get an appointment.
Wow.
And then they wanted to do a skin condition appointment over the telephone.
How does that work?
Exactly. I mean, surely the first thing as a doctor you'd want to do is see the skin.
That's like doing a Teams call in Braille.
Yes.
I mean, really? I do that every live, try to read the chats.
ICE is literally arresting people who are in the country illegally. How is that wrong? Because I mean, wrong. But we're hearing all these shouts that they're deporting people with passports and they're getting rid of people who are here legally as well. That can't be right, right?
People make mistakes. People fuck up. That's like that. If you've got 3,000 people acting on, I mean, if the intelligence is wrong, right, then the execution of the arrest warrants will be wrong.
Yeah.
And also, if they turn up and they've got a picture of somebody, and that's who they turn up and they're there, it doesn't matter what documentation. You and me could print out a passport tomorrow that would look almost legit. It's not like you can't get fake documents. They could have fake documentation. And they know if they let them go, they'll rabbit and they'll have to try and hunt them down again. So if they're acting in good faith, so we've got 3,000 people in Minneapolis. Either we're saying that they're all wrong and they're doing the wrong thing, right? And they're all terribly bad people, or some people are just fucking it up, making a mistake. I'd be inclined to go with the latter.
Yeah, sounds like it. You couldn't resist the ice talk, could you not, Paul?
No, I'm gonna make up for Alan's absence.
All right, okay.
Oh no.
Be a few sherries down. The UK Border Force are actually people traffickers. They are helping the boat invaders get here, says John. Just remember what I said, guys, as well. Let's keep it on topic and don't turn it into something that would get you in trouble with YouTube. Sneezing in public gets you arrested for attempted murder.
Does it?
It's COVID times, they would have, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
If someone is here illegally, they have already broken the law. We will be in a better position to help others if we have looked after ourselves. 100%. This is the point. I mean, when they say, "Oh, we're only after illegal immigrants that are criminals," it's just a contradiction of terms, right? They come in illegally.
They're a criminal.
They are criminal
by definition.
Yeah, could be the most innocent person in the world. As soon as you come through and jump all them people that are doing the applications, coming through the proper channels, seeking asylum for legitimate reasons, as soon as you pass all of them, you classify as a criminal in my book straight away. At this point, ChatGPT is better than GP in the UK, and I'm not joking. There you go. Yeah, that's what we'll have. That'll be the next evolution, Brian. Your AI GP service. That is what's going to come.
I get Bupa cover through my work. I don't give a fuck. It's you. It's bollocks.
I'll get Bupa cover through my work.
Me on the other hand,
only me though.
Oh dear, Paul.
Me on the other
hand,
I would get absolutely shafted by the AI doctors and ChatGPT.
It's all right, Paul. You always trust in your fellow preppers to make that judgment of, nah, he's not worth saving now.
He's looking a bit peaky as well. Look, he's very pale.
Yeah.
What size of boots are you? Out of interest.
Yeah. Well, okay, come on.
What size of shoes are you?
7.5.
This is Paulo, as we call him, Old Yeller.
What do you mean, Old Yeller?
Let's see how they
Yellow fever.
As a paramedic, we call the GP receptionists the gatekeepers to speak to a GP, even when we have to get past the gatekeeper first. There you go. I like that one. The gatekeepers are getting more and more nosy as well. It's like, well, what's wrong? Why do you want to see your doctor? What's wrong with you? You're a receptionist. You have 0 qualifications. Do you want me to just whap out an infected testicle on this counter right now? Go away. I don't have
so many
testicle.
You obviously don't, mate. You're churning them out like the Waltons. Say what you like about your health. There's nothing wrong with the bottom deck. That's obviously working.
But
allegedly.
Is it the top deck?
Well, jury's out. Jury's out. Do you know the thing that's surprising though? Across, we're friends in America and in the UK, the population as a whole is generally dissatisfied with the government, from the state of public infrastructure, from power systems to water, to roads, potholes, to the state of the military. When we were talking in the leadership chat, that video I did yesterday, which has blew every record for a video for me, chats, views and everything, that is so emotive that it drew out thousands of people to comment and watch it because of the thought of getting called back to the ranks up to the age of 65. And when you look through all the comments, and I read every one of them, it's not that they didn't want to serve their country. It's that they were so disgusted that people that had served their country are then getting micromanaged and judged after they've entered combat and going to jail by people who were never there, right? Or the covenant they signed up for to be looked after and taken care of, and then some of them are sleeping in the streets, or they've got PTSD, they're not getting looked after, their pensions are a fraction of what they should have been, How do they expect them to feel when they bang the drums and expect them to come back? It's not that they don't want to come back and help out and look after the country and the people. It's that the country has never looked after them.
I tell you what, I mean, it's gone from 55 to 65, right? Even at 55, it's probably a stretch for some people. Trying to call back in there, you're not exactly going to be frontline support. I imagine they'll find suitable roles depending based on fitness. My question is, why now? Are we suddenly starting to realize recruitment is screwed?
Well, you think about it, right? The subject is toxic, as recent videos have tended to prove. It's toxic. It's been gathering headlines across the board in the day it's been out, and not good headlines. Nobody's saying, oh, look, Fear Warmer has decided he's going to do this and call back pensioners and grandparents to the colours. Nobody's saying that's a fantastic idea. And they're not that stupid. So why would they do this publicly unless there was a real need to do so? Because it's toxic news for them. There's no doubt about that. It's toxic. So why do it now?
Well, I mean, I've read the legislation, and the majority of it is focused around complaints procedures within the military, you know, and having an independent body to complain to instead of going up the chain of command, which is weird. It's going to be somebody that reports directly to the government, not to the commanding officers in charge. And it all seems to be around this. I hate to use it, but, you know, our new woke army, it seems to be centered around that. And then this is just like sandwiched in the middle. And then I thought, that's odd that it's just like, it's something they're trying to sneak in the back door and they didn't expect the media to jump on it. I tell you what, the first thing I did was I put it onto the PDF onto Gemini, and I said, what's the key factors here that people have to consider in the UK? And it mentioned all of the good stuff in that document and never once mentioned the age going up. So I reworded my question and did it again, still didn't mention. And then I turned around to the AI and said, why have you not mentioned this? And it went, great spot. Yes, this is happening, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why was it skirted over twice? It's an odd one.
Because
I did a course. Sorry, Paul, on you go.
I was going to say because it didn't want to get into the toxic discussion, so to speak.
It wasn't a massive document, so it seems weird that it would highlight all the key points and then omit that one section twice.
AI is brilliantly stupid. We did a course last year with it, and that was basically what I took out of it. It's brilliantly stupid, because that's what the lecturer had said, that, and it was showing you instances, so they would get you to type in things, whatever AI version or whatever AI you were using, you could pick from a few different ones and you'd put it in a phrase or a question and it would get it wrong. And then you would say, you got this wrong. Oh, that's right, my bad. Here's the answer. And it would get it wrong again. It entirely depends how it's been programmed, what safeguards have been put in place, and what information it's pulling from. So ultimately, if the information's been taken out the loop, it's not going to see it. But it also could be programmed to gloss over things as well. I don't think that's the case here. I think it's just artificially stupid.
Possibly. Philip says, if they increase the age of reserves, does this bring conscription closer / further away? I don't think it's increasing the age. Is it increasing the age of reserves? I don't think it's done that yet, has it? Because 42 is the cutoff to join the or is it 43? 42 or 43 is the cutoff for the reserves. Because I'm still going through that process right now with lots more reserved considerations, I will admit now, that I'm contemplating. Because the ambitions I wanted for it and what seems to be happening in the military and the agenda behind it has got me half thinking, should I do this or should I not?
Nope.
So I am I'm on the fence.
Go the other side of the fence. You've got a young family to look after, because if you're not here, nobody's going to do it for you.
I know, but the whole idea of joining the reserves is they don't deploy unless you volunteer to be deployed. And that's my worry, that's the legislation that's changing
if the shit hits the fan, you'll be volunteered in a heartbeat under some spurious, right?
Yeah.
You'd be gone, and you'd be the first to go, and your partner and your children would be home with nobody to look after them. Can I give you an honest opinion without falling out with anybody?
Yeah, sure. I hate you.
You've got kids. It's good that you're willing to step.
Allegedly, CSA.
One or two. Without stepping back into the colours again, which is a laudable goal, right? And I'm not knocking that, but you're first and foremost, and especially as a prepper, because you can read the ground, you can see what's coming ahead. You cannot possibly leave them at this moment in time. Nothing's good's going to come in it.
You also know the other reasons I was considering this that I really can't say on here. When it comes to what I would have available,
nothing, because it would be locked.
Yeah. But if you're logistics, you have the key.
That wouldn't be a motivating factor. It's a good goal, and it speaks well of your character. He'd be willing to sign up again. But when we spoke about 2026 last week,
if it came to any foreign body at the beaches, I would sign up.
That's
anyway.
different.
I would do that anyway, because that is protecting your family. But I get what you're saying. 100% get what you're saying. I've got my own detective, urban prepper detective. Who's this? It's a slow boiling frog every day. Talk about military recruitment, the war. They are programming the population slowly to get used to World War III.
That's great.
By the way.
If they were doing something about it, though, Poland, the Baltic states, people that are going to be in the front lines, their civil resilience and preparedness has kicked in since the start of the Ukraine war. Our factories are only churning out barrels by the bucket load. It's let's wait and see. We don't want to build or buy things in case this doesn't come to fruition. Well, I'm sorry. When the first of the cruise missiles are flying into good old Blighty, it's too fucking late to build anything at that point. Yeah. So we're behind the curve, and all we're largely doing is talking and waving a plastic saber because the metal one's not there anymore.
Yeah, we sold it for scrap.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
And plus, we can't make them anymore, can we?
Well, the thing is, if somebody put it into Top Gear right now and started transitioning factories over, I believe we could have that make do mend military wartime mentality. We could have munitions factories up and running in 6 to 12 months, kind of things and stuff like that. No, I think we could genuinely.
No chance. No way.
We don't have the. I'll tell you why.
Materials.
Yes, we don't have the raw materials to build them, even repurpose them.
We cut down. We didn't have the raw materials in World War II. We cut down church fences. We cut down gates from schools. We put pots and pans in a guy walking down the street. We don't
even have them. The pikeys nicked them. They're gone. Right? There's no pots and pans. They've been nicked. There's no gates. They're away as well. They've been sold to the scrappy. But on a serious note, the foundries are all shut. The coal mines are all shut. Most of the open cast mines are all gone. Your smelters, furnaces,
surely the first step then is doing what Trump is doing in the States and reindustrializing the UK. Even if it's not with a military focus at this stage, reindustrializing at this stage will put us on a better footing if it does go on to military focus.
3 years ago, we should have been doing this, and it'll take a lot longer than 6 to 18 months because the skill set and the tradesmen for the factories. So, as you know what I do for a living, and I get into sites all over the UK, and I look at all the things that move the things. They're all gone. The people to build them, so you can't even get the cranes in the factories to lift the things, to move the things, because the metal's not there. The strip mills are gone. The rolling mills are all gone. The furnaces are all gone. The raw materials to build the things, to make the things, are gone. The production chain is broken. We've went from an industrialized populace to a service-led populace. We don't have the infrastructure.
We need that to change and get that stuff in place now, right? We need to be getting more materials in.
I agree.
We need to be,
But it's decades of lack of investment and short-sightedness that's led us to this. And we don't even have the raw power to do it either. The last nuclear power station we started to build, as I've mentioned 100 times, is 10 years overdue, and it's double its original budget. The gas-fired ones that are running, half of them will be gone by 2030 because they're fucked. So they've now decided that AI is going to be part of critical infrastructure, and it's got to be powered.
Yeah.
Powered by what? Fluffy the squirrel on his little wheel? Because that's what we're left with.
That's Sam. That's exactly what we're talking about at the moment. So thank you for that. He's just outlining the point. That
Sorry to hijack my rant, mate.
Yeah, it will all be
this is what
powered
it's for.
by wind. It will be powered by wind, AI, Brian. If you believe that, you believe that Keir Starmer is going to be the Prime Minister for the next 5 years.
Well,
Don't even scare me. There's no need to swear.
Yeah. Don't say the K word on this stream. Didn't the fences get chucked as it was the wrong type of metal? Could be BS, but that's what I heard. No, I'm not sure. So when you go to old churchyards now, and because my kids didn't know what they were, they just saw these walls, these top stones, keystones off walls, and then they've got these little metal nubs on. It's like, why put them nubs there? It's like, no, that's where the fences were that they cut back. There's no such thing as the wrong type of metal when you are trying to patch up Spitfires. 90% of chemical production has recently been closed in the UK. There you go. This is Amphi.
There was a great big chemical company called Dow Chemicals near me that closed down a few years ago. They used to do absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Just closed.
The chemical industry, which makes things go bang, has mostly gone to ICI gone. I think it was ICI that was up near Newton Aycliffe, where I used to live. Chemicals, the foundation of war production.
All the refineries, they're all gone. Grangemouth is shut. It's toast.
A Tomahawk cruise missile has 15 kilograms of silver in it. Oh, nice one. Hope a dud lands in you. Hope a dud lands in your garden. You can cash it in.
Do you know the thing is? See, now you've said that, you'll see on the next news flash that there'll be vans with tree surgeons, right, and roofers in Ukraine at the moment waiting for the missiles to land.
Only you could come up with that, Brian.
I just need to get to the launching point. That's what you need to do. It's all part of the agenda this government is doing, as it's told. Depop coming soon, as per Agenda 2030. Just ask Alexa what the population will be in 2030. 15 million. Who's got an Alexa to hand?
Nope.
Nope.
Nah, shite.
I'll ask a mobile phone.
Alexa, what will the population be in 2030?
I don't know, Mike. Will you keep it in your trousers?
From Yale.edu. Numbers are expected to increase by around 80 million people annually for
Alexa, stop.
30 years, leading to a global population in 20.
No, that was saying 80 odd million. So
I heard it saying something else, but I don't know what it meant.
Did you?
I thought I heard it say keep it in your trousers.
Yeah, don't ask it for the shopping list. We are not capable to go on the war footing. First, you need energy, then steel production. We have neither. We don't have food security. We have loads of fighting age men. We have loads of fighting age beings.
Humans.
Not men.
I read that differently.
Did you? How did you read that?
I can't say.
All right. MAGA, make America go away. Oh dear. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Blackout grid down will be the weapon of choice. Likely they are well fed and looked after. Watch how they will get without being fed. And if they are not an army or brotherhood state sponsored. There you go. Yeah.
we need to be rather careful what's posted on here, folks.
We do, but I mean that just saying some names can get you in big trouble and hot water with YouTube, so just be careful what you say. But I mean we not that we don't agree with you. at all, but it's metal. Yes, there's thousands of tons dumped at sea after the war under secrecy. It wasn't good enough. They didn't want folk to know. There you go. Interesting.
Plus, isn't something like 60% of our food come from abroad?
Yeah, well, at least 50% of what's on your plate in general is from abroad. And when I say that, if you sit there going, "You're wrong because I buy all British," well, good for you. It's a generalization to what's in our supermarket. That's why we use that, like what's on your plate.
That's why.
So,
that's why.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say that's why you should get an allotment, grow bags, and grow your own food.
Yeah, that's all well and good, but it's difficult to do that all year round and survive just off your land unless you have a decent parcel and you're good at that kind of growing. And even then,
Mike, can you put the chat link again in? Somebody was asking if they come on and they're in the Welsh Resilience Forum. Can you put the stream invite in again?
There you go. It's just been posted now.
Thanks, buddy.
The UK generally doesn't know how to survive by itself, from raw materials production to consumerism. We rely on the WTO to supply us what we would like rather than utilizing what we have. I mean, but if it was World War III in that case, we're not solely relying on just us. I don't think at any point we're going to be this isolated island. NATO will still exist. If Trump cuts us off, Starmer will still have his, bedtime tumble time with Macron. Clearly, they enjoy together. So
Europe will look after Europe first. We're the poor cousin that's outside the bed, and they've got the blankets. From power to raw materials to food.
Okay, so here's one for you. If the USA does Greenland, I know it sounds weird, but if the USA moves on, annexes Greenland, NATO essentially's relationship with USA is severed. Is that an excuse for Starmer to say we're going to rejoin the EU for our own security?
I think the choice would be more stark than that. I think your choice would be you either have to join with the US or you have to join with Europe. I think that would be your choice.
There you go. From AI, 58% of the food consumed in the UK comes from UK domestic production, and the remaining 42% comes from imports, 24% from the EU, 18% from other countries. Thank you very much, Alan. If the UK kept all its food, it would have enough for 60% with rationing and Victory Gardens. We'd just about be okay. I mean, that's a learning curve for a lot of people.
The chat link you asked for Welsh Prepper is put in the comments if you want to jump on. It's always nice to have a new face and a fresh perspective.
Well, it depends on the face. Hopefully it's better than these faces.
That's a low bar.
Love you too, Mike.
Somebody else join with hair. I feel outnumbered.
Wow. How rude.
Yeah.
Even if I had hair, I wouldn't do that with it. I'm follically challenged.
You will soon be hairless, Mike. You will.
No, I just go grayer and grayer. It's fine.
No, you'll be hairless. You'll be hairless, mate. You will.
I had hair at your age. Mine's fell out in the last 2 years for various reasons.
Mine started falling out when I was 17.
Hair is sore last season. It's been a long-term plan to stop all countries' self-sufficiency for globalist control plans. But I mean, I think if that is genuinely a globalist control plan, they're idiots because then they'll never have control. NATO, it's just my opinion, but I believe the concept of big plans in motion. In the book 1984, we had 3 separate states at war. This is seemingly on the cards. Yes, obviously we've got the Eastern Front with Russia. We've got the potential conflict in the Middle East. We've got China, Taiwan as well. And if we have Greenland as a front technically that's opening up, which it wouldn't be a front, so there's no way they could put up a defense.
They couldn't. They'd be squished.
I don't understand how I cannot predict. A lot of the time I'll be like, yeah, they'll probably just go to this and do this and do this. And I've got a theory on a lot of things. I cannot predict that situation anymore. USA won't invade Greenland because UK and Europe has trillions of US Treasury bonds. Dumping them would crash the US dollar.
And crash the world economy as well. Because
Brian.
let's look at it. They're 38 trillion in the hole, right? Now, he's already ripped up lots of agreements across the board. Think about this. What if he said tomorrow, right, do you know what? If you're not for us, you're against us, fuck it. See all your bills? Shredded. Right? Because we're talking about a guy that's went bankrupt in everything he's ran for all his life. This is just another big company.
Hello, Welsh Prepper.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you
Yes.
fine, yeah. What
Alright,
do we call you Welsh Prepper, or do you have a first name we can use?
Yeah, you can call me John.
John.
Hi,
Cool.
John.
Yeah, because
Hi,
that's my
John.
name.
Because that's your name.
No, as you may know, I've been following you for quite a while now. I enjoy the chat. So I actually work in CNI resilience for the Scottish Government. So I deal with these sorts of things every day: food and drink resilience, power, comms, all that sort of stuff. So it's a bit frustrating trying to keep up with the conversation by typing. So I just thought I'd ask if I could have a chat. So
It's interesting that you're in the industry, because resilience is it just feels like a strange foreign word to a lot of people in the UK, and
Yeah,
I'm not even sure how much
sorry.
the government has in place.
The government has all the mechanisms in place, but they don't advertise it. For example, the Scottish Government asks its citizens to keep 3 to 5 days of food and water in their house, but it's on page 87 of a website that they don't advertise.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So it is published policy, but they are terrified of publishing it because they are terrified of toilet roll thieves, and going mad. The Strategic Defence Review issued last year is just called, just to cover some of the topics we've gone through already, has called for an increase in reserves, and also for the public to be made more aware of the need to be more resilient. And within the devolved administrations that is starting to take effect. Now I'm just being transferred to a home security team, so that work is starting to move forward. DEFRA as well are looking at food and drink. They're trying to get the supermarkets to be Cat 2 responders, which would give them a statutory obligation to supply food, because at the moment supermarkets say they just close.
Yeah.
They won't stay open and let the shelves be stripped because it puts their staff in danger. So if there was a major outage, for example, they'd just close the doors.
Right. So putting that in place would stop them from doing that, or somebody would take over and just.
Well, that's another debate, because there's a common misconception that there's loads of civil servants or local responders in cupboards waiting to be deployed.
Yeah, there's nothing.
And the army, the MOD have publicly stated that they're not coming because they're going to be protecting their shiny toys. So they're all going to be manning the gate to stop people stealing the F-35s. So that's the big issue, is who's going to man the supermarket when the supermarkets are told to stay open. There is some logic behind it. The supermarkets say it's much, much easier to open a full store than it is to restock an empty store.
So, I mean, this stuff isn't in place, and we can see this is not in place, like Civil Defence Corps and stuff like that. Is it not less panic to start informing people now, put it from page 86 of the website to page 1 and actually tell people about it, than it would be to do that after Russia moves into Poland, or after USA annexes Greenland? You know, after once the disaster happens, if they try and put that message across, then that will cause more panic than just saying it now.
Yeah, the Chief of Defence Staff was in front of the Home Select Committee earlier this week, and he was asked a very similar question, and he said the problem we have is it's a very fine line between getting the impact across of what could happen and that what you need to be prepared for, and inducing blind panic. So go on, sorry, Brian.
No, I was just going to say, I've got an issue with their thought process, because it's they don't rock the boat mentality is entirely different from our friends in Europe. Poland, Finland, Switzerland, the Latvia, Estonia, and all the rest of it. they're taking it seriously and have done since Putin did his summer tour, and they have made the populations aware in no uncertain terms what they should be doing and reinforcing it nationally with a loud volume for years, for the last 3-4 years. All we get from our side is every now and again we get a small snippet saying you've got to have 72 hours worth of food and water, and then they take the 72 hours bit out of it. Then they water down everything and they hide it and bury it like it's a shameful secret.
When they released that, when they first put that GMTV spot on and they did that, they told you about the resilience site, which had been there before for a while. It did have the hours on. It did have the number of days on.
Yeah.
And it was only a week later they changed it to few. Instead of 72 hours, they put few days and stuff like that. It was just, by the way, Pete, I don't think there's any green goddesses left. I think they've all been decommissioned now, unless it's a retro historic piece.
Could be in a museum.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely, but not to be pulled out and used for resilience. So, I mean, if you're kind of in that sector, then Welsh Prepper John, what's the solution? Do they need to restart the Civil Defence Corps? Brian, you contacted somebody from a Civil Defence thing, didn't you? And there wasn't many of them.
No, there wasn't. And they actually contacted me again because the woman that's in charge of the Scotland side had asked me to come along for an induction sort of thing. But when I looked into it, they've got a kind of maroon beret on and some blue overalls, and they did a couple of charity gigs, but there's hardly any of them in the UK. Most of them are down south. And it just looked like a Walter Mitty club. No, and I don't mean to be offensive by saying that, even though it comes across and it is offensive if they're trying to do what they're trying to do. But it was just pointless. There was nothing there. There was little to no training and shite.
What's the solution, John? How do we fix it?
So Cobra is leading the review. Cobra Office Civil Servants leading the review with the MOD. What they're trying to do is, as they've done with the reservists, is just try and artificially create numbers to make it look good. But the long-term strategy is to increase the number of air cadets, army cadets, sea cadets, volunteers, volunteer first responders for the ambulance service, all these sort of uniformed people that aren't employed. I'm a Coast Guard. I'm a volunteer. I go out and do Coast Guarding.
Right.
But we don't get paid.
So it's pushing the volunteer side force of it then.
So they're trying to beef up the volunteer side of things, and suddenly you've got a uniform on and you've got a radio and a blue flashy light. Well, you're part of the response.
What was it? Somebody, Amphia said something the other day, didn't he? That parking wardens in World War II or after World War II as part of the civil defence thing would be given a sidearms or something like that, and basically mobilising the parking wardens. But I mean, even that's private.
That was in Threads.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it was.
That was in Threads. They gave the traffic wardens when in one of the scenes, the police commissioner in Sheffield was asking for more police support units, and they couldn't give him any. And they'd obviously said on the phone, use traffic wardens, and he said, I'm already using the fucking traffic wardens. And then you had a traffic warden later on in the movie after the bomb had dropped with a bandage on his hat on and carrying a gun. That was in Threads.
Yeah.
See if they actually did come out with a structure and looked for volunteers for a civil resilience corps in the UK. I'd join the thing tomorrow.
Yeah, I could see you in Dad's army, Brian. I could see it.
It would be a good way for preppers to get skills, because you get taught first aid and things like that.
Yeah,
you know, there are local resilience forums in England, and there are local resilience partnerships in Scotland who deal with all this sort of thing. But it's sort of like they meet once a month. It's all part-time type stuff.
But I mean, even the local councils, generally most council sites have like a resilience section.
Yeah,
but it's as vague as the government prepare sites. It's as like
paper,
and they don't want to say anything to do with conflict, with war, or anything like that. It's just like, yeah, fires and floods. Yeah, fires and floods. That's all we're worried about. Fires and floods.
That's the important stuff.
Yeah,
But
it's
but
just,
they also are avoiding mentioning things that could be useful to potential saboteurs as well. So they don't want to mention that the bridge down the road, has got a weak point. They don't want to mention that we're going to use the local swimming pool as a temporary morgue. All these sorts of things that are in their local plans, they don't want
I
to
mean,
have out there.
is that not an archaic way of thinking though? Because let's be fair, AI, Google, everything on the internet now could tell you anything like that. I mean, I heard that they were talking about using ice rinks as morgues when the first fear mongering came out over the jabby cough times and stuff like that.
Jabby, cough.
That's the way you could say it. But it's true, and all that stuff was coming out then as well. So I don't think you could probably Google you could probably put a picture of a bridge into AI and say, where are the weak points on this bridge? And it'll probably tell you. It's not a difficult task anymore. Right. Thank you, Louise Harris, for the £1.49 super sticker as well. That's really appreciated. Voluntary first responding training is pretty much in all rural areas. Yes. When I lived in North Wales, all the fire brigade there was all voluntary service. Most of the time, the firemen were all pissed at the bar. So if you had a fire, make sure it's before 12. But other than that, it was all fun and games. But yeah, the problem with the British government is that they need to grow some balls and tell the truth of what's going on. But they'll scare people. Can't do that.
Mike,
scare everyone. Yeah.
I just put into ChatGPT what you said, and it will not give you any information about it.
What do you mean?
I can't help with identifying weak points, vulnerabilities, blah blah blah.
Yeah, but ChatGPT is the tamest, worst AI out of all of them.
And it's
like Grok. They seem to have no barriers.
Yeah, put it into Grok. It'll tell you the weak points and put a pair of tits on it. At the same time.
I'm not putting it into Grok because I don't want a visit from the Popo or the ICE or whatever it is.
And you'll ask if you want to strip all the paint off it.
Yeah.
So you can see it.
Are you coming along to the Scottish meet, John? Out of interest, if you get a chance.
I've not looked at the dates, to be honest. So I actually live in Wales, but I work. There we go.
That's a
It'd be good to chat face to face.
All I saw was Bush of Views then.
Yeah, can't put that into Grok either.
Bush of Views.
That's enough to make
I'm
you
disappointed. It's
That's
a Bush of Views campsite. I thought it was a Bush of Views.
Yeah, well, look at the Welsh getting excited over sheep. Who'd have thunk it?
Don't forget your wellies, though.
Yes, I mean, basically, John's just come on to confirm we're as fucked as we thought we were. So there you go. So thanks for the reassurance.
There is light at the end of the tunnel. I know that because obviously I work for the politicians. And we're reporting to them. They are starting to take it seriously. There are so many people, like the chief of the defence staff and others are telling them that we need to prepare. That we are now getting questions which we never had before. I've banged on for probably 5 years now about we should tell those who are able, because not everyone can afford it. Those who are able should be asked to keep 3 days of food and water in the house as a minimum, because it will take 3 days to run up any sort of organized response with the best of them in the world.
I know, but I mean, we're talking about a nation that if they want 3 days worth of food, most of them are going to the food bank for that.
Yeah,
that's the problem, right?
Yeah. I mean, my solution would be that anyone who orders anything off Amazon, they get 3 days of what do you call those lifeboat rations?
Oh, the bars,
right?
yeah.
3 days worth of those.
Yeah. He's gone.
And 3 bottles of water. If you sell it on eBay, that's your problem. We've given
Brian's gone as well.
What?
No, we're all here.
No, we're all here. The shoot is gone. No, you're gone. Oh, for fuck's sake.
There we go. I'll mute him. Nobody's gone.
See, Paul. If he starts saying I'm Patricia, I'm going to worry.
Just give us a wave when you're back and you can hear us, Paul. But
you're never alone with schizophrenia.
No, you're right. And I think we've mentioned that before, Brian. You've said something like that before. If we issued stuff to everyone, it would be a prepper's wet dream, because a week later it would all be on eBay, on Facebook Marketplace, on Gumtree and stuff like that.
The thing is, it should be a statutory requirement, right? So they're quick enough to give you £100 fine if you park on a fucking curb, right? We get fined for every minor infraction in the UK. They're not shy at dishing out a ticket if you drop a cigarette butt in the street, right? That's a fine. Well, how about if once a year or once every 3 years, you've got to prove that you've got these supplies in place? It should be mandatory, because it's a fundamentally keeping you and your family alive. And I'd go one further. See if you've got a family and the kit that you're issued or you're bought at a cheap rate and you haven't got it for your children, that should be child neglect. Because as a parent, you've no discharged your duty of care to look after your family.
I wonder how they monitor it. Is it I want to say Sweden, but I could be wrong. Is it Sweden where the all the households have like a rifle and ammunition in a locked, sealed box kind of thing as part of a
Sweden
can mobilize everyone? I wonder how they check that. Switzerland, is it?
Switzerland, sorry, yes, you're right.
Yeah, how do they check that? That would be my question, because how do you monitor and how do you police that would be the biggest thing for me.
They've got field guns that are still active, that are in private possession. They just don't have the shells.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, if you give mandatory stuff out, so I've been issued my mandatory power bank and stuff like that, and me rations and stuff. How do you know I'm not selling it? How do you know I've not got rid of it? How do you know I've not burnt it? Do you have to physically go and check that, or?
It could be done, and it could be done by some simple, like a QR code on it. You were issued this QR code, Jackery or Anchor C300 and such. And somebody, you've got to scan it with your phone or whatever. There's an easy one. It's got a QR code on it, and once a year you've got to scan it with your code. So if you've sold it to somebody, you better remember the name and go and get it. It could be something as simple as that, or you're given a sealed bag of rations that last 5 years. You've got to have the QR code for it. It could be something as simple or as cheap as that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've got to go, guys, because Mrs. Welsh Prepper has just asked me to pick her up from a night out on the piss. So.
Nice to meet you, John.
Oh, good luck with that.
Hopefully we'll talk again.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, John.
Nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Later.
See ya.
That was interesting.
Hello. Who's the modern skeptic?
Call me Mark.
Mark. Good to meet you, Mark. Have you got an opinion on this subject at the moment?
Well, I actually live in Kent, so it's somewhat, it's all up in the air at the moment here. So
you've got water or no water?
I do, yeah. But the other thing that's not really on the news is all the road closures. So we've got lots of single lane country traffic and stuff where they've got kind of emergency roadworks going on, obviously to do with some of the burst pipes. So people trying to get places that they would normally get to on school runs and things are all congested. Everyone's getting diverted around these single lane traffic. So yeah, people can't get anywhere. So even when they've got all these aid stations for water and things, they can't pick them up or go and get them. So
did you lose water?
No, I didn't know, but the villagers around me all did.
Yeah.
We live quite near a reservoir, so it's not, I don't think we would lose it, but yeah.
What kind of communication have you had locally from government or council?
Nothing. It's all Facebook chats, family,
really?
Local groups. Yeah. Like, people would say, oh, there's an aid station in the village hall. And I say, well, how long that's been there for? 2 days. Okay. So yeah, it's not very organised.
This is the sort of shit we talk about on a weekly basis about how they talk about a plan and they don't have a plan. It's an absolute lie. And it's people like John and his family that lose out. You know what I mean?
Well, it's one of those where, in my view, they've got these aid stations for press. So they'll see the press and they'll have, lines of cars going back. Each one's getting 4, 5, 6 litres of water, which, in most cases doesn't do anything.
You drink that on the journey home.
Well, yeah, and then you go to all the local supermarkets around here and you can't get any water from anywhere. And what are people going to do? So,
See,
Yeah.
on the supermarket front, I take it they sold out of water quite early on.
yeah, where they put the two, like one of the supermarkets near me that I walked to, they had 2 liters per person
Right.
per visit. So kind
How
of
long
like,
did that last?
Well, they sold out obviously because people just
Yeah.
went out to the car and came straight back in. It's like a
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of those where you can,
That's
you
got to
treat-
be the dumbest move from a supermarket ever. Not only are people just going to go out and come back in, but if they're paying on card, that costs the supermarket money every transaction. So rather than just one transaction for 10 bottles of water, you've now got 10 transaction charges with that card. So they've
Yeah.
lost money for being stupid there.
Yeah, and they
You-
also had on the self checkouts. They had, when you try and put, you buy more than 2 paracetamol, you get flagged.
Oh, yeah. The alarm comes off
Right,
and then
so
someone
they-
comes over looking
Yeah, they
confused
did
as
that. They did that with water. So you've got all these checkout queues. Everyone's flashing red because people obviously buying more than 2 bottles because the signs they had on the shelves were like obviously not there because people were taking them off. And then you've got some 16-year-old who's just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. And these, he's just trying to unlock all of these tills, and obviously people getting really pissed off with it all. And it was really entertaining to watch. To be fair,
See, between listening to your experiences tonight and listening to John on earlier, this just rubber stamps everything we've been saying for a year in my mind and tells me I'm doing the right thing.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely, yeah. I mean, it's one of those. It's like we've literally lived through 2 real world examples, like with COVID and now this, and now it's just like, well, are you going to do anything after this?
Mhm.
No, go back to normal.
Oh, they will. They'll
This-
charge you more money.
So
Yeah.
are you a prepper then, Mark? Oh, he's
Whoops.
left. He's gone.
Oh.
That's it. He said his bit and he's ran away.
I was going to say now's the time with regards to the stuff that's happening in Kent and whatnot. It could happen absolutely anywhere. Stock up on your goddamn water and your food and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. Exactly. It's normalcy bias, 100%. And somebody's always coming to save us. That's the problem. Yeah. Thank you. If you're not coming back, thank you for joining us briefly there, Mark. It's really appreciated to get that insight. You're more than welcome to rejoin. I don't know what happened, if it was a connection issue. Yeah, so I've not touched one of my topics tonight. We just got
What were the topics?
Well, I've just gone through all sorts of different stuff, but I mean, I tell you, well, we have kind of, because one of the main topics was UK resilience and prepping, obviously, and I still
there
want
isn't
to
any.
kind of, yeah, exactly, and I still want to probe that year of the prepper thing, Brian, more than anything. There we go. Mark is back. There you go.
Hello, mate.
Welcome
about
back.
I was going to ask you, Mark, because obviously you're not been on before. Are you prepared for stuff like this?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I'll try.
Well-
You kind of just try and well, I guess because I'm in my early 30s, so I've got all my family and stuff now that I'm at the age where it's going to be, you kind of have to take responsibility for them as well. So my parents, not just my kids, but also my parents. So it's kind of like you're in that middle ground now. It's kind of like, well, if something goes wrong now, I've got to come help you, as opposed to me calling you up when I'm in my 20s, pissed, to say, I can't change the light bulb. So, yeah.
There's definitely something that comes with that maturity, definitely. And somebody mentioned the other day, as soon as you've got kids and you've got another life to think about, as it suddenly becomes a whole new ball game. And witnessing it firsthand, people fighting for 2 liters of water, definitely reinforces. It's one of those lovely moments where you can turn around to the missus and go, "See, this is why. This is why."
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Who's the crazy asshole now?
Still you,
Still
Brian,
you, dear.
Still you.
Still you.
Yeah, my wife gets it. Like, I don't need to explain it to her. Like, she understands. So it's not a fight or anything. It's kind of like, yeah,
That makes it so much easier.
yeah.
Yeah. Brian has to bribe his with Disney holidays.
I'll be fair to her. Seeing the last 3-4 years, she's really came round from a kind of passive disinterest and not not want to rock the boat and keeping out the way of the prepping, to actually getting involved and going buying me things and pretty much half in for everything now.
How long did that take though? Because this is what we've got
Years.
to try and translate over to the general population. Because the amount of times, like on Q&As, we've had people say, "How do I convince my wife that this is a good idea?" And it's like we've no short answer for that. I mean, when I met Mrs. Urban Prepper, she was 23, so she was of that attitude of like, "Oh, everything's fine, fine, everything's fine."
Is that wrong? In
How old are you, Mike?
Yeah,
How old are you then?
27. I had a hard paper round. No.
No, how old? Not how many kids you've got.
With regards to the water situation,
I'm 41, but what I'm saying is when like it took probably about 6 months of like, this is why I'm doing it. Not like sit down and brainwash you kind of thing like this, but just explaining stuff as you go along. For then now she's on board, like even more so. She's got her own like bug out bag. She's got her own preps inside her handbag. She carries more than she'll ever need everywhere she goes. So it's
do you know when people become your partner in crime will come on board only when they see the value of your preps. So you'll be doing a solo swan song right up until there's somebody's got a throat infection, you can't get a doctor's appointment, and you've got your antibiotics. Then they see the value in it. Or you've got a power cut and you're watching the TV and your neighbours are sitting in the dark, are outside talking in the street wondering what's going on. Then they'll see the value in it. Up until then, at best, they don't block you for getting involved. That's my opinion.
Yeah. We're joined by Bread. She left.
Gone.
That was it. She was done. That was enough.
Yeah.
What have you said? What have you done, Brian?
So has Mr. Modern Skeptic got something like this?
Oh, the reverse osmosis water filter.
Yeah, I do. I've got 4 osmosis filter. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Being you're close to a stream.
Yeah.
Have you been sharing your water preps, Mark? That's a question.
With family, yeah.
With family,
good man.
Yeah. Did they know that though? Did they come knocking? Is this your moment to convince them this is why I do it?
Yeah. It was like, yeah, here you go.
Hello. Oh, no sound. Have you managed to convince any of them, Mark?
Not really. No, I think it's just you know.
That I'm going to come to you when it all goes wrong. Is that?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
The common theme that we all hear.
Yeah, there's no.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
yeah, you're all good.
There we go. I'm not sure what happened there.
Oh, look,
I wanted to say there was a massive power cut.
Superstar.
Oh God, don't. I live in a very small village, and people are like, "I saw you." I'm like, no. There's a huge power cut in my area. I'm down south near Foulness Island, where massive MOD bases, and probably about 20 miles of land on the south coast. We lost power only for about 5 hours, but that was enough for people to come out of their houses and start to, like, the whole street came out. Other people working from home, all the businesses stopped. Everyone was asking each other questions. It was like, okay, it's like people are playing ball right now, but if this goes on for 10 more hours, how friendly are people going to be? Sort of thing. People started asking, like, how are we going to communicate with each other? And like openly in the street, people were going, I need to check on my nan. Like she's on oxygen. I was like,
she was in oxygen. She's had a good run.
I was like, it was eye opening, and I was like,
apart from dear old Gran.
I mean, that is a moment of you could have forced some learning on them. You could have said, right, gather around, guys. I'll tell you what's happening.
Gather around the campfire. I was like, I ain't saying crap about my solar panels or my power banks and stuff, like, you know, like kind
Take
of
note of the people that didn't come out, because that'd be worth knowing.
Very true.
They're the ones that it kept the curtains closed, that didn't come out looking all confused. They're the ones that you want to know when it all hits it.
Very true.
With regards to the communication, what about Mesh Core?
I don't have it yet, but it's on my it's on my plan this year to get it.
Hard to pitch that to random people in the public, though. They'll just look at you very confused.
Out comes the Mesh Core power bank.
Yeah, I have questions regarding Mesh, but I think I'll pop that in the Discord because it's quite
Hawkins
technical. Yeah.
Have a word with Hawkins.
That's who you want to speak to. I've got last year I dipped my toe in it with Meshtastic, and this year there's no problem with Mesh Core. The only thing is you really need a repeater rather than just one thing. You need two really for Mesh Core to work properly, because you need that aerial a bit higher up, in my humble opinion. So I need to spend a few quid on it this year, but I've not really done it. So I need to spend a few.
Funnily enough, with your example of Nan being on oxygen, I think that would be the way to go. I think because a lot of older people can use smartphones now, showing them an app on a smartphone saying message me on this is going to be a lot simpler than saying here's your Bofang, right? Make sure you're tuned into the. She's just going to glaze over. So it's probably a much better way of doing it.
I'm sorry if my nan sees this, but my nan can't even turn on like HDMI on a TV. She thinks I'm an electrician when I change like the AV input. So, you know, like she comes around like the HDMI cables come out the back again. Like trying to explain ham radio to her is going to be like, this isn't going to work.
I mean, she might get that easier, to be fair.
Yeah.
To be fair, see if you were setting up a handset for your nan. Once it's flashed and it's at the time to poll everybody over a couple of hours and find the other stations, she'd just be using it like a smartphone and texting. It's so much better. Other than that, Starlink's a good option.
Yeah, thinking about that, like getting the family on it.
Can you set Starlink to come online when you lose normal internet, or is it a manual process, Brian?
I only put it on if there's an outage, mate. I only put it on to test it, and it's sitting there. It's just it sits there until I need it, and that's the only time I'll use it.
Leanne Mack said, is anyone watching 2CTV right now? It's all kicking off outside London. Riot police swinging batons at people, dragging people across the tarmac right now. Yeah,
why?
It's all kicking off. I don't want you to go over there and leave this.
Did somebody say something bad in Facebook?
They're all trying to get to Mark's water. That's what it is.
The news.
It's been really good tonight, though, to get first-hand experience of somebody living in a water crisis. So I'm really pleased you come on.
Yeah, I mean, I've got wood-burning stoves, so I'm complete.
Oh, so look at this. He's just come on to show off.
A real pepper.
Are you on the Discord channel, out of interest?
No, I'm not, no. I should do, but...
You should do.
Yeah.
Get yourself on there. Get yourself on there. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on power? Sorry, Mike.
No, carry on.
I've got 4 Jackeries and some of the portable solar panels.
Nice.
Wow.
But I don't have, because I live in quite an old building, so retrospectively fitting the solar panels and stuff isn't the easiest thing to do. But we are to do basically give the house a new roof soon. So when we do that, we'll probably do the solar panels when we do that. So they're kind of built.
I mean, pound for pound, a domestic solar setup's always going to be cheaper than a comparable number of power banks and panels to do the same job. However, what you've done is give yourself something, and a good something, which is better than alternative, which is nothing.
Well, I always have to travel a lot with work, so I normally put a jack in solar panel in my boot, so it's quite easy just to take from the garage.
Perfect. I am so glad you came on tonight and John before, because it's been really good to get these two perspectives.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I think it's one of those, it's like until you've kind of been broken down, and if you're a single white male and you've got to wait 14 hours for AA to come and get you, you don't really have to, you don't really understand why you check it. because obviously your phone power is only going to last so long, and the odds are that you're going to get stuck in something that's got no signal anyway. So you kind of have to be a bit creative.
During the power outage, we lost all 5G, 4G, everything went down. And all of the card machines stopped working. It was like grid down. It wasn't like a localized domestic power cut. It was everything stopped. It was, and UK Power Network said it was a high voltage error on the grid network, but they still haven't really elaborated on anything further than that, and they're still investigating. But it happened before Christmas, so you'd think they'd know what it was by now.
Was there a delay between the lights going off and then losing the 3G, 4G and stuff like that? Because usually cell towers have a backup, or especially central ones and stuff like that.
I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm Etherneted in, so we didn't realize, and everything went out at the same time in the house. It was just complete silence. And then we went outside and people were shouting that they had no 5G.
Right.
It was
so pretty instant then.
Shouting that they had no internet. And they couldn't get
crying on their knees like Apocalypse Now with a mobile phone and an Xbox controller.
It's quite funny.
I know Hawkins is crying right now listening to this. He'll be going, "Why me? I'm sitting here with power like a mug."
The one thing that's interesting in the country anyway, and if you live in like a rural area, is that your 3G, 4G, and 5G antennas, the 4G and 5G ones, sometimes you get standalone 3G antennas, and modern cell phones don't support those. So if you've got an older smartphone that's only 3G, you can have wider signal than you would do if you just had a 4G, 5G phone.
Ah, that's interesting.
Does that work in the same way with the settings and the network restriction? Because in some phones you can manually set it to 3G. So I wonder if that would connect that way as well.
Yeah, I haven't tried that one. I've just got an old Samsung that I kind of was playing around with when I was hiking, and it had a lot more signal in areas that my 4G, 5G didn't.
Good to know. Interesting.
So it's worth having to play with. But I don't know if that's specific to where I am, if they've got these old masts still around.
Hawkins is on. You're absolutely right, Brian.
Jealous of your power cut.
Didn't have enough time to put everything into like I went into like, oh my god, the water's going to turn off soon. Like it's like preparing. It's a good, but it wasn't enough time.
They're having fun in London. A 2C TV reporter just got slapped by a copper, so 2C says he'll take action against the police. I've just seen it, and the best thing is that police has got his face covered like this. So he's obviously trying to hide, it's just, yeah.
But what are they fighting about? What's the riots for this thing?
I don't know. The guy I saw I have no audio, but the guy I saw on the floor had the Iranian, the royal flag on him. So I don't know if it's something to do with that, but I don't know why they'd be rioting. I don't know. Nobody's against that. So I'm confused. So
stranger.
Dios in the house. There you go. As one of our American friends that's probably looking at civil war situations as well. It's an open night as well, Dios.
I was going to say, Mike, see when we were talking the other day about, like, I'd put up a video about 2026 is it the year of the prepper, and then we spoke about it at the fireside the other night. See, since then, just since Sunday, look at the amount of shit that's happened in the world since then alone.
Yeah.
Trump was going to hit Iran. Now he's not going to, but he's moving a carrier group there. Then you've got the water problems in the South England. Denmark and Greenland, that's kicking off big time again. All the shit and the veterans thing, 65-year-olds up to them are getting drafted, potentially.
Yeah.
Again, we're not even end of January. And in this week alone, that snapshot, how quickly things have deteriorated and the misinformation. So we're seeing things in the news, the water, and they're all going up to collection points. And it's all, here you go, it's all under control. But when you hear from somebody on the ground like Mark, you see that's not the case. It's all shite.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we know that the mainstream media is all shite anyway. Thank you, Dios, for two £1.49 super stickers, 149. Really appreciate that.
And supposedly, what I heard about the water problems in Kent, it's going to be at least a week and a half before it's sorted.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to take longer than that. 100%. There's actually, it's actually getting worse. So there's actually more houses now that have stopped water than there was when it first started. There's intermittent. So some houses have they've kind of had their water restored in 48 hours it's gone again. So.
Listen, I'm going to give people a chance, mate, because I'm on all the time. So I'll go and give you a piece because it's filling up, and I'll catch you on Sunday.
No worries, Brian. Appreciate you coming on.
Really good to see you all. Cheers, guys.
See you, Brian.
I went to as well, guys. Speak to you later. Cheers.
Cheers, Mike. Appreciate you coming on.
Bye.
Hello, Mr. T and Dr. P. Are you Mr. T or are you Dr. P?
Dr. Pepper.
Can you hear us? Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Plastic African. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, we're going international.
Yeah, I got you 5x5.
Excellent, excellent. Where are you at then, Plastic African? Where are you based?
On Earth.
On Earth. Do you want to narrow that down slightly for us? Or?
Nah, man, I can't do that, bro. Is it all good? It's good? Yeah?
Yeah, all good, yeah.
So you're like preppers,
Yeah. Are you not a prepper?
I mean, of course I am. I mean, you have to have a bug out
that keyboard.
You know that. You need that bug out bag, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
oh, sorry if my keyboard's really loud.
I think it was, yes.
Sorry.
Sounded like a mechanical keyboard.
Yeah. There it goes.
Dios, how are we doing over stateside? Because we're watching all this stuff with ice in Minneapolis and stuff. What's the feelings over there?
I mean, I'm just gonna say I'm glad I don't live over there. I live out here in good old freedom state of Texas, so I don't have to worry about what's going on in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Will it not spread?
No. I mean, there's ice raids going on all over the country, but they're primarily focusing on the violent criminals.
Yeah.
Like Tom Holman is the guy in charge of immigrations enforcement. They're calling him the immigrations czar or something like that. But he's openly stated that right now we are focusing on rolling up the violent criminal gangs like Tren de Aragua, MS-13. But he'd stated that, hey, if we happen to catch other illegals that are here, then so be it. But they're focusing on the ones that are obviously, a danger to our society here.
But I mean, people keep mentioning the words civil war. So, do you think the state might try and fight back?
In America,
I don't know if it'd be whole states. There's a possibility. I'm not going to say civil war is completely off the table. Like it never really is in any country, but
yeah,
I'm going to say there might be cities or segments of states that maybe not break away, but might be facing extended periods of civil unrest. Okay, granted, I was born in 91, but in 1992, we had the Rodney King riots all up and down the West Coast over there in California, mainly affected like Los Angeles area. But the state didn't officially declare a martial law, but they definitely declared a curfew, and they had to roll out the California National Guard to help, augment like California State Police, California Highway Patrol, and all that. Help with help bring the cities under control. I see something similar happening on, like I said, I predict something similar like that could happen on a smaller scale in different areas of the country, but I don't know. It's hard to say, oh, we're going to hardline, we're going to have a civil war. I'm just going to say, like, had the assassination attempt on President-elect Trump had successfully gone through, we would have actually had a civil war. I guarantee that would have been.
Do you reckon that would have been the match head? That would have been the match head.
Unbelievable that happened, wasn't it? I mean, that's why they say it is so like almost miracle-like that. Whoa! Holy crap! That actually happened. And
from a slight turn of the head. Yeah,
slight turn of the head.
Hey, dude, this is like pure and simple mathematics. Wow.
The odds. Yeah, unreal. Unreal.
Unreal. This is whoa. Yeah. And you think, that always changes people to go through that process. It changed a man completely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and again, don't get me wrong. I understand that the rock that is in the Western Foundation. What is the problem? I know America kind of is the pinnacle of it. It's always wrong. You know what I mean? That's where all these crazy people got it, correct? And
but I'm not going to sit here and brag about the USA, but I'm just going to say, America falls. I'm just saying, like, if America falls or America falters, we're a stopgap measure for the West as a whole. We're like all the Western nations. We're the stopgap measure against the communist Chinese.
Militarily.
I know a lot of people are talking about and financially. And you got to worry about the Muslim caliphate. We're stopgap against that too.
Yeah, but they're finally kind of having their reformation, right? If what goes on in the Middle East might be the Muslims' reformation in some respect, where one could force that ideal with what Christendom has gone through for how many phases from the old world. So I mean, these are big things. Remember, most people don't even give a shit about them or understand them in its gravity because of the scale of what we're living in right now. This is what's beautiful about everything. How much you want to know. Oh yeah, AI does AI is bullshit, man. AI is like a playground. You don't listen to
moment,
No. There are parameters where it's growing, but it's not accessible to us. You have to be upscale here to know what's
definitely. Mr. T or Dr. P? Which one is it?
Good evening. It's Mr. T. How are you?
It's Mr. T. I'm not so bad. I was gonna try and figure out where you were based, but I've got from the accent that you're UK.
I am UK, but I'm currently not in the UK.
All right. Okay. All right. Is that as much as you're saying? I was gonna say you got.
Yeah.
Are you in exile? Are you a political?
I'll take the fifth.
So what do you, because you can say from a safe haven of not the UK, what do you think of what's going on over here at the moment then with them upping the age of recalled from 55 to 65-year-olds that they can bring back into service and stuff like that? What do you think's behind this? Is there an agenda coming?
It's very dark, really, when you think about it. If you think of the last 5 years and where that's gone, and then where it's gone since Labour came to power, they want to get rid of jury trials. Why? Then you could be convicted of anything you say.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to send us an envelope each week with approved sentences that we can say and can't say. A magistrate puts you in jail, and the alternative option is military service, cannon fodder.
Yeah.
They're desperate to have a war because it covers up the financial crimes of the last 50 years where they've come off the gold standard and devalued our money and basically robbed our wealth.
Essentially, instead of having a trial, you guys would be having tribunals instead.
No, but
It's a magistrate court is just one person in charge of your trial. You don't have a jury. And they always try and trick people when they arrest them and say, you know, if you plead guilty in a magistrate, you'll get a lower sentence. Which may be true in some cases if you were actually guilty of something, let's say shoplifting, and you said, no, I want a jury trial, they will hit you harder with the sentence when they find you guilty because you had the audacity to take it to a jury trial. But if it's about something that you've said online or said verbally, a jury trial can have a completely different outcome because it's 12 people that decide whether you're guilty or not.
Yeah.
And they could say no.
2 or 3%, is it, that's actually go to jury trial right now?
Yeah, and if everybody said, no, I'll have a jury trial, you'd just clog the system up and it would fail.
Yeah.
With the amount of people, you know, and suddenly when you're in the hands of a government spokesperson, guess whose interest he really looks out for? There's nothing of fairness or justice there. There's just you know, you're going to be processed and made an example of for others to think about not speaking.
Yeah,
but if I was in Power Boys in the United Kingdom, if you will, I would brutalize people to understanding what they have in this land and the land of Britain. It's incredible, the nation and the peoples and the empire. I don't care how they put it down because of the Commonwealth. No, it is. I'm a Commonwealth soldier. Okay, so you know what I mean. It's imperative that we don't fail this, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Dr. P's here as well.
I'm Dr. P, and I'm from East New York, Brooklyn. Can you tell? Just wanted to say we love the show.
All right, Dr. P. She's the
there you go. So you've either escaped the worst part of communist England to the USA, or you might have moved into potentially a flashpoint. So
I think that depends on what state you're in.
I just want to say, there is a stark difference between upstate New York and lower state New York. Lower state New York is where New York is located at. That's the New York City everybody keeps talking about. That, like I said, that's a whole different animal. Like I said, the climate, the both political and physical climate, and like I said, landscape, it's completely different in upstate New York.
Yeah.
A lot more woke.
No, well, so I mean, if you go to New York City, it's a completely different experience to go into New York State. New York State's beautiful as well. It's got some.
It's like how you guys always say, you know, it's like going to London versus visiting the rest of the country. And it's like I said, it's a different animal.
Yeah.
Just to go back to what the gentleman was saying about, you know, brutalizing a country, brutalizing a people. If you think about it, you have been brutalized. You've been brutalized with everything from energy costs through to speech, through to you can't say Happy Christmas. You can't say anything about a certain group because you'll be labeled some word, you know, and now you have to have all these barriers in your town centres, and your Christmas markets are cancelled because of threats. You have been brutalized. You haven't been brutalized like Rodney King in the 90s with, you know, a couple of cops and a truncheon.
Mm-hmm.
But you have in all aspects been brutalized. I mean, who can afford to live in the UK?
Oh, yeah, the cost of living is
but you believe deep down, like there's this DNA that lives in all. You push the English, you push the people of the land too far, and they fight back. But
you say that, and I would love to. The patriot in me would love to believe that, but I think that's a generational thing that is disappearing.
No,
I think that's a British genetic thing, but there aren't many real Brits left.
This is accountability to what I've invested here in Britain as well, and what I have here in the country from where I grew up. You understand? I get taking the fourth, if I can, like a judicial review. You take the government to this, or you take the crown to that, and say, what the hell are you fuckers doing right now? Because remember, they always spoke of this, rule of law. No, rule of law is dicey. It's about like the separation of powers. It should be. That's over now. These idiots, and again, society doesn't understand this. They're scared of us, knowing this together and going, yeah, like corporations, bro. We should be buying these places in, up in the north. Man, I've seen some fucking places that are huge, but I can't afford them. But if I get like 50 people together, we get an investment, bang, man, we can make a business again. There's stuff the corporation we can do here. Like, we shouldn't stop that. We should not believe in that. Remember, huh?
Well, your mindset is right, but it's few and far between. That's the problem. Too many people are just happy to put their head in the sand, pay their bills, pay their taxes. Oh, the price of bread's gone up again. Oh, I'll piss and moan to my mates in the pub, but if the pub's still open, that is. But that's all I'm going to do. The British mindset has gone from this rebellious nation that won't tolerate any sort of tyranny and stuff like that to a subservient country that is just sat back and watching. We're watching it happen now. Dude,
I understand. Remember, I grew up in South Africa, so I remember people coming from Yugoslavia, and refugees to South Africa, back in the day. And then again, in the units, we were doing Pristina, Kosovo. What the hell? You know what I mean? What the hell am I doing here? And it is. It's pure and simple, isn't it? Like, we're all like, is it a washing machine that we're doing? Is it a cycle? Is that life for us? Where's our accountability in this? And that's what I need to challenge here to the core. That's why I say openly to you guys, like literally, this to me is like serious. I'm going like, gonna make an opinion.
I think what Mike says though is correct. Until it intrudes into these people's lives, they bury their head in the sand, or they're too busy in what I call their little bubble. And my mate said it perfectly. He's a mechanic. He's always busy, DJing and cars. And he's like, I just live in my little world. But then when he gets, banned from driving because of 24 mile an hour, because we've reduced all the speed limits to 20 mile an hour everywhere, because it's all part of the all own nothing and no private car ownership plan. He's then banned from driving. He can't ignore it. When it intrudes into people's lives, when fuel went to £2 a litre, people who were coming to me, just random strangers, normal sheeple, was suddenly talking about the World Economic Forum. And I'm like, wow, what's going on here? Once it hit them in their pocket, they start waking up. When it intrudes into their life, they start waking up. And you're now at a point where the average person is struggling to stay in their bubble without it intruding in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, and probably is that what emphasizes Brian's point on it's the year of the prepper. It's not all of a sudden prepper's gone mainstream and it's on all the media. It's a case of people are realizing maybe I should put a bit away. Look at the water situation. Maybe I should stock a bit of water in case this happens up here. And people are starting to realize, you've got to look after themselves. Finally.
Like even other people said, you're your first responder. You're your own first responder. But I think, like I said, a lot of people understand. The system is a lot more fragile than I think a lot of people realize.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's
funny how this is starting to get into the mainstream a little bit. And I'm not talking about National Geographic's Doomsday mainstream. I'm talking, we've got regular, everyday people starting to talk about this stuff and think about it, at the very least. Whereas before it was taboo or considered niche. It still is kind of niche.
Yeah.
What do you mean niche? No, none of this is niche.
No, prepping and survival as a whole is a niche. Yeah, that's what he's saying.
The only thing you prep about is like, I played Fallout 1 when I was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, the isometric game. And I read it and, I played it, right? I love that sort of thing because I'm a geek. I learned because my dad, again, I'm great for this. My old man is a DBA, or was a DBA for Oracle. database, SQL,
yeah,
C#, BASIC, school, all those languages I understood and still do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't go that way. I went to the military in my life. Bang. And yeah, you're right. That's why I need to fight for this state of what we are still. Don't give up. If you're going to do that, then you're prepping for what? For yourself? Okay, your comforts will be long or short. It doesn't matter as long as people know what you're dealing with and you can give your information to them.
Yeah, I mean, we try to, in general, as preppers. So it's starting to become something we talk about more openly. There's people that prep for community and stuff like that, like you're on about getting a group of people together and stuff like that. And there's a lot more people are seeing that positive side of it. But at the end of the day, we prep for it to preserve a quality of life when that quality is no longer there. So
I would add that what is it, the co-op? We should make more cooperatives amongst.
Definitely, 100% agree.
Yeah. We can own these places together. It's the problem is, and don't get me wrong, it's not a problem. It's the if you will, for the guy who has to fit the bill, the gratuity, the money that comes back needs to be longer.
Yeah.
He can't get his bucks back in like 5 years. It's got to be like a 25-year investment, and then you're going to see it. And it should be that way. I mean,
which is a hard sell to any investor, right?
Exactly. That's the problem. That's the bigger issue here, because it has to see it that way to actually make it work. You know.
Well, a co-op used to be something like the John Lewis Group or Waitrose. They were owned by the people who worked in the store.
Yeah.
Waitrose was really Waitrose.
You know,
that Waitrose was actually really co-op, right? Waitrose.
I think Waitrose was years back.
Yeah. M&S was a problem, because I know M&S was like the we don't talk about that now.
That was never a co-op, I don't think.
Yeah,
they had a
the
market.
John Lewis, Peter Jones brand. They were co-ops, and the people who worked in the store owned a share of it. Basically, they weren't an investor looking at a return on investment in X amount of time. They were like, I go to work and I do my job like a normal person goes to work, but I'm actually increasing the share value that I own of this company.
Okay, so we clearly have a problem with the government here because of the way that they utilize this left-wing ideology called Labour, right? Rather than an authoritarian or global.
Well, Labour, what is Labour? I mean, 60s Labour compared to Tony Blair's Labour are wildly different.
There we go.
Definitely, yeah.
And they literally called it New Labour. They told you it was nothing like the old Labour.
Yeah.
But you get people who are like, my dad.
Based on
because people are like, oh, my dad's voted Labour all his life. I'll vote Labour. There's no incentive to look at who you're voting for, what sort of person they are. Forget the manifesto.
Since I've been old enough to vote, I've been old enough to do my own research. And I use, on a regular basis, Vote for Policies, which is a website where it'll say, here's the issue, here's 5 different solutions. Which one do you most agree with? So you'll click that, and at the end of it, it'll give you a wheel, and it'll say, "Oh, you're 60% conservative, 20% liberal, or 10%." You know, and it kind of points you in this sort of direction, which is really interesting. The amount of people that I've always voted Labour, I've always voted this, who then did that test when I've told them to do it, and it's come out completely different, and they still in denial will go, "No, that must be wrong."
I've been with Andy Burnham, okay, the way he spoke about Manchester transport thing that he was talking about, the way he was dealing with the councils. Remember, it's always about litigation, what they own, the money, blah, 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 because, you know, you got to get your shit shuffled. People have to be paid for stuff, right? It's what we need to actually utilize here in the global aspect of it. And like the global thing, look at Britain. We have all this gas around us. We have all this infrastructure already there. But no, we need to get wind farms from China. Yeah, we got to stop that, man. Guys.
Seriously. We've got some of the same issues over here in the U.S. We get a lot of solar and wind farms from China. Trump is, I pretty much cut off a lot of the funding for the wind farms because our federal tax dollars is what subsidize especially the wind farms.
They've never been designed to be profitable in any way or efficient. It's just an absolute.
They're only profitable to the companies that own them because, like you said, a lot of the profits are generated from the government subsidies.
Yeah.
Like especially turbines, they only become quote unquote actually become profitable, like legit profitable, and not government subsidized profitable. I think after once they're in their last 2 years of service, because most wind turbines, at least here in the U.S., are only good for about 30 or so years, and they tear them down. But it's after once they're down to the last 1 to 2 years, that's when they're quote unquote actually generating profit. But then they tear them down.
Yeah,
they're too worn out.
I think the blades have to be replaced every 10 years, and they're non-biodegradable.
I heard 5.
Hang on, how the fuck did they put the blades up there then?
They use cranes.
Yeah,
helicopters.
Right. So the USA and the UK have the same issue, right? We all have the same issue where we have governments that are in place for 4 years, 5 years, whatever the term is, right? Depending on where you are in the world. And whereas places like China and Russia have an indefinite government. So if they plan something, they've got to deal with the consequences in 10 years' time. However, you could come into government now and say, we're going to be totally green and solar, and we're going to put up all these loads of wind turbines. Can you imagine in 10 years' time, the government, whoever's in charge, who has to deal with all of them blade replacements and stuff like that, and the budget that's going to take? But they don't have to worry about it because they're just initiating it.
But who pays for it?
Yeah.
Who really pays for it? When you say subsidized and taxpayer, who pays for it? That's us.
Yeah.
That's robbing us of our wealth for some shit we didn't ask for.
Yeah. While we leave the liquid gold in the North Sea, we don't need that. We'll stop drilling that.
Let me. I'm going to talk real quick about those turbines. I don't know what it is for you guys in the UK. I can't speak on your guys' behalf and stuff. But over here, as far as I'm aware, those wind turbine blades, they have to get replaced. I think it's every 5 years. Every so many years, they actually take the turbines out of service. They'll take the blades off the turbines. They'll what do they call it? Revitalize the blades. But like I said, usually about every 5 years, those blades have to get replaced. My understanding is that they're primarily composed of balsa wood with fiberglass and carbon fiber layered over the top.
Right.
And like I said, it's a fiberglass and carbon fiber components that are basically hazardous waste or non-recyclable. But same goes for those solar panels. Those are non-recyclable either, and those are only good for 10 years or so before they crystallize over, and then they don't absorb any more sunlight to produce any usable.
That depends on the quality of where you make them. The solar panels we do here are 30-year warranties on them.
Yeah.
But they're made in the US with US materials. So it really depends. Are they American made or, Far Eastern made? The quality is like buying a car, isn't it? You buy a Lexus or you buy something made in the Far East in China, which is going to last you longer, which is going to be better built.
My BYD
that does follow with solar.
Yeah, my Chinese car barely lasted 2 years. It was
point in question.
Was starting to go wrong.
Point in question.
What?
No, about the. Would you buy the Lexus or would you buy the cheap Chinese shit?
Oh, no, but the thing is, we're conditioned to do that, and governments are even conditioned to do that. Like I say, because they only have that term, they don't have to worry about that period in 5 years, 10 years time. They can make the saving now. Look, cheap energy, we're doing this, we're making it green, carbon emissions, carbon footprint. No, you're not.
But it's not even cheap, is it?
Shit. Yeah. everyone that says, "Oh, we're a net zero company," is a load of shit. All you've done is export that carbon emission to China, to India, to somewhere else. It's still going out into the frigging atmosphere. It's still doing the same damage.
Yes.
If we really wanted to go clean, we would use liquid salt nuclear reactors that can burn low yield nuclear material, so it doesn't have to be stupidly enriched. And if the pumps fail, the salt strain out of it and the reaction stop. And you can have modular ones of them, you know, in each county or each state, providing the power for it reliably, clean.
I have no doubt we have the knowledge and know-how and technology and patents for a lot of better clean energy, but it's owned by.
Well, that's the Russian model that they've exported to India, South Africa. That model's been in use for quite a few years, and you still retain the inertia factor in the grid with a spinning turbine wheel. See, when you lose the inertia, as soon as you're trying to rely on batteries and a heavy load like a steel mill comes online and clouds go over your solar farm, the grid, you know, the 50 hertz drops below whatever, 48 point something, and the grid collapses. That's what happened in Spain.
That's what happened in Spain. We've been close to it twice already in the UK. And it's been a case of suddenly there's no wind and there's no sun, like you say, there's a lot of cloud cover and stuff like that.
And a steel mill comes online with a big draw.
Yeah, well, we don't have any steel mills left, so we don't have to worry about that. We got
or something like that. Everyone puts the kettle on in the adverts in Coronation Street.
Hawkins was trying to organise a mass kettle boiling, so it took it down. I don't know.
So then he could thing me the thingy of solar panels. Look, buy your solar panels in your batteries. You have loads and loads of power.
Well, I mean, if that's what it takes to get people more resilient.
Noise, guys. Can any of you guys hear that?
Yeah.
It's just Dios because he's driving. It's just,
I'm so sorry about that. Let me mute myself.
No worries.
Oh,
yeah, it's just
driving. Jesus.
It's just it's just because he's driving. So we've passed the 2 hour mark anyway, gentlemen. So I will be closing it up shortly. So now's your chance. Any final thoughts to say to the audience or anything like that?
I've got one last thing to say. Okay, real quick about the solar farms too. I forgot to touch on this point. But at least over here in the U.S., before they put them up, they have to sterilize the ground. They have to cut out all the vegetation. I remember I was up there in Connecticut. They took out an old forest of trees. I'm not going to say it was old growth, but the trees were probably about 40, 50-year-old trees. They cut them all out just to put in a solar farm. They fenced it off and everything like that, moisten the ground to prevent any new vegetation from growing, and put in traps to keep animals from coming in there and chewing up the wires. So that's the other reason why I don't like solar energy.
Yeah.
Well, the UK decided to do it on farmland, but if you think about it, in America, you've got that awesome space of above the car park. You look at the size of the car parks, Walmart's.
Some areas, like in California, they do that, but solar farms, in my opinion, they only make sense in small scale. But if you're going to try to do a large-scale centralized solar farm, then do it out in open land where you're not disturbing the natural vegetation and potentially negatively impacting the local wildlife.
Yeah.
Well, you can also spread a farm out on the roofs of houses.
So the tactic here is to bankrupt the farmers so they can't inherit it to their children. So it's too expensive to pass the farm down the line, and they have to sell off big plots of land, which will be bought by the solar companies, and we will destroy the farmland and just create a giant solar farm instead.
They were trying to do similar things over here in the U.S. It wasn't so much bankrupt the farms we could put in, solar farm. I mean, I'm sure they were probably going to do that, but they were looking at doing what do they call it, a capital gains tax on everything. Like,
inheritance tax.
Your family members, your family dies, they're going to immediately charge you like 1/3 of the value capital gains tax. So it forces you to sell out the property. It doesn't matter, what it is. Could have a whole bunch of tractors, combines. It could be a farm. It could be a family home that they'll force you to short sale it, and you lose a whole bunch of money on the front end and the back end because you're trying to avoid getting taxed.
Yeah, and the farmers are not rich, despite popular belief. They're asset rich, not cash rich, and so they will be forced to sell off stuff like that and sell off parcels of land.
So
go
I was
ahead.
going to say, solar has its place as an addition, but it can't be your backbone. Neither can wind of your energy infrastructure. And if you're going to have solar, then do it in places where you're already using the land, like above a car park or on the roof of a house.
Yeah.
You're not taking land away.
Gil, who's got the who comes onto Shadow's podcast sometimes, showed a map of where he lives and where the school was. They've got a massive array of solar panels, which provides the shelter for where the school kids play underneath. So it's actually utilizing that kind of space. It's just, we just need a bit more intelligence in charge. There we go. It's an easy solution. It's an easy solution. Let's put smart people in charge instead of politicians. There we go. Solve the problem.
And solar to credit, solar does work on a small scale. I think, personally, hopefully I'll be able to get a property and I'll be able to be off the grid, and I will be dependent on solar. I will be dependent on generating my own power. I, of course, will have a regular either gas or diesel powered, backup generator, but that's what I'm saying. It works small scale, but large scale, not really. It doesn't scale up too well.
No, definitely not. It should scale up by everyone being small scale and everyone being self-sufficient. But anything else, gents, before we close it up?
No, thank you for today.
Thank you.
Appreciate you all
Thanks
coming
for
on.
reminding me last minute.
No worries, Dios. Appreciate you all coming on. Thank you to all the chat and the moderators in the side. It's definitely been an interesting conversation tonight. I think we've covered everything, so that's always good. Appreciate everyone. Thank you. All the links are below. Support everyone else. Dios has a channel. Paul has a channel, Norfolk UK Prepper. Mr. TMP, have you got a channel?
No, not yet.
No,
not yet. But it is something you're thinking of doing.
You've got a YouTube gold right there, because you can have just you and Dr. P just sitting there telling, and fighting how you pronounce things. That's a YouTube gold right there.
Oh yeah, there's
aluminium,
all sorts of stuff
aluminium.
like that.
Right, thanks to all my guests. Really do appreciate everyone here, and I'll see
Have
you
a good
all in
night,
another video
people.
soon. Goodbye.
See you all.